Hello, sports fans, and welcome to the Scott Sports 101 Monday Night Football postgame show. The Bears beat the Seahawks 24 to 17 at tonight at Soldier Field in Chicago. The Bears jumped out to the early 7-0 lead in the first, thanks to Anthony Miller's touchdown pass by Mitch Trubisky for 11 yards. In the second, Cody Parkley kicked a field goal. Bears kicker Cody Parkley kicked a field goal, and it was good, and the Bears were up 10 to nothing. And then the Seahawks kicker Sebastian Janikowski kicked a field goal, and that was good. And the Seahawks were up 10 to 3 at halftime. It remained 10 to 3 Bears throughout the third quarter because both teams tried to score and get in field goal range and scoring range, but were not able to do so. But they did everything they could. In the fourth, though, the Bears would go up 17 to 3 thanks to Prince Acu Kamara's TD pass, courtesy of Mitch Trubisky. And Russell Wilson threw a pass to Tyler Lockett, which was a 60-yard TD, and the Seahawks were down 17-10. And they needed to do that because they were down by 2 touchdowns. And then Trey Burton would score a Bears TD of 20 yards thanks to Mitch Trubisky, and it was 24 to 10 Bears lead. And then Will Dissly caught a touchdown pass from Russell Wilson and ran it in for 42 yards and for a TD, and it was 24-17 Bears. 24-17 Bears lead. The Seahawks tried to get something going in the final minute in the fourth quarter, but they just were not able to get in scoring range or get in field goal range or get anything anywhere near that. And the Bears get the win 24 to 17. And Mitch Trubisky was 25 of 34, had 200 yards, 2 TDs, and 2 interceptions. And Russell Wilson for the Seahawks was 22 of 36, 226 yards, 2 TDs, and 1 interception. Now, I thought this was the Seahawks just, they were trying to avoid an 0-2 start as well as the Bears. And the Bears managed to do it. They go to 1-1. The Seahawks fall to 0-2. And it's been, I think, it was 11 years ago that the Seahawks started 0-2. I can't remember, but they have Dallas next week. In Dallas, they are on the road in Seattle, and that's their home opener. And Seattle's going to have their, even though it's on their turf, they're going to have their work cut out. They're really going to need to play well to beat Dallas. So if they want to, because they're off to an 0-2 start, and the last time they were 0-2, they did make the playoffs. So they're going to have to really work hard to get this one because it's on their home turf, and we'll see what happens. We're going to have to see what happens when Dallas plays Seattle this Sunday. And Chicago, I can't remember who Chicago is playing, but I feel whoever they play, I think I'll know who has the edge when I find out, but I don't know who they're playing, Chicago, next week. I can't remember off the top of my head. I do apologize. And next Monday night, the Monday Night Football game for next week will be the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And I think that's going to be a great game between Pittsburgh and Tampa Bay. And because Tampa Bay is 1-1 and Pittsburgh is 0-2, and they want to avoid 0-3, and Tampa Bay wants to go to 2-1, and Pittsburgh really needs to get it together. The Steelers need to get it together. They need to look at their mistakes from the first 2 weeks and really study them and correct them and just really work on them and really come out and fired up and ready to play in week 3 next Monday. At the end of week 3 next Monday night. And this Thursday night, the Cleveland Browns will take on the New York Jets at home. And I feel this is a must-win for the Cleveland Browns because being 0-2-1, the 0-1-1, excuse me. They're not going to want to go to 0-2-1. They're going to want to go to 0-1-1 I feel the Browns need to beat the New York Jets. I feel I know they're going to get another kicker. They're going to find another kicker because Zane Gonzalez, I think, is going to be cut. And I feel that I feel they should start Baker Mayfield. Give him a shot and see what happens. Because Tyrod Taylor, I felt, was too conservative yesterday in the game. And I feel they might not want to start Tyrod Taylor. They may want to start Baker Mayfield. And we'll have to wait and see who gets the starting QB job. We'll have to just wait and see on that one. So I'll keep you posted on that. And I just felt it was a pretty good game between the Bears and Seahawks tonight. And Chicago's defense just looked incredible, and their offense looked pretty good as well. And they had a good running game going. Seattle, their offense struggled, I felt, and their defense played well, and they had a good running game. But their offense needs to really step it up. And they had a good passing game, too. It's just their offense struggled a bit tonight, and I feel that their offense needs to really just step it up and really play well in Week 3. And as I said, the Thursday night the Browns will play the Jets at home, and I've said this is a must-win for the Browns, and I think hopefully they're going to win this one. And I will have the Browns, the Thursday Night Football pregame show and postgame show on Thursday night, so tune in for that. But I just felt that tonight's game was just a great game. I think it was a pretty good game between the Bears and Seahawks. But I do feel Seattle's defense struggled. The offense struggled, excuse me. I thought Seattle's offense struggled, and they need to really step it up. So I just feel that they need to really do that. And if they can really step it up against Dallas, I think they might have a chance to beat them at home. So we shall see what happens when they do play the Dallas Cowboys at home in Week 3 this coming Sunday. And I really... Bears Anthony Miller, Bears wide receiver Anthony Miller looked really good tonight, even though he scored an 11-yard TD, but he had a couple of recoveries too, and I just feel that they just look great. The field goals the kicking was good, making the field goals, that was great. They just really stepped it up tonight, and I mean Seattle played pretty good, but they just weren't able to battle back. They just were not able to battle back in the beginning of in the middle of the fourth quarter, or even near the final minute of the fourth quarter. They just could not, and just could not battle back. They just could not. Well, and the Bears it was their night. They never gave up the lead. They never let up, and they kept it and they maintained it, and they got the win tonight. So I just feel this was a great game. This was a game that was fun to watch between the Bears and the Seahawks tonight, and the Bears just played really well throughout this game, and I tip my game ball. I have to give it to Bears quarterback Mitch Trubisky. He had a great night tonight. He really did. As I said before, 25 of 34, 200 yards. 2 TDs and 2 interceptions, but he had a great night. I got to give it to Mitch Trubisky. I got to give it to him. It's you, Mitch. So I just felt it was a great game between this was a game that was just enjoyable to watch. But I felt Trubisky played a great game. I think Russell Wilson, he had a pretty good game, but he could do better. He needs to really look at his mistakes and study them and just correct them and just really come out there and have the moment. The momentum has to be there. That's what it is. The momentum has to be there. So we will see what happens when the Seattle Seahawks play Dallas, as I've said before, on Sunday. So we shall wait and see what happens with all the teams in Week 3. And my brother-in-law unfortunately won the picks again. He was 9-6-2 and 1, and I was 7-2-1. So I go to 0-2-2. My brother-in-law goes to 2-0-2. So we'll see what happens with the picks in Week 3. Well, that is going to wrap it up for the Scott Sports 101 Monday Night Football pregame show and for Week 3. I'll be back I'll have a regular broadcast hopefully tomorrow or Wednesday, but I'll see you on Thursday night for Thursday Night Football pregame show and postgame show. with the Browns and the Jets. But until then, always remember, be a team player each and every day in every way possible. So long, everybody. 3, 2, 1. I'm done.